Hey YouTube family, it's Daughter of the Most High. I have a video I want to share with you that's actually pretty interesting. But then most of the videos I show you are pretty interesting, right? This one is a bit unique. It is called Interview with Lucifer, and it's by Ivan the Evangelist. And I'm new to his channel, new to his content, but I came across this video today and watched it, and I think it's pretty interesting. So Ivan interviews, it actually should be Satan. Lucifer is who the devil was in heaven before his fall. He was the worship leader in heaven until sin was birthed in him, when he wanted to be, the Most High. I will be all his I will. And so Ivan interviews Satan. The video is about 12 and a half minutes long, and it does come with a warning. And because he is interviewing Satan, the content, which is Satan's answers, are actually what's offensive. But we know what's going on. We know the enemies. We know how he comes against, well, most of us know how he comes against people. And so he's going to say some offensive things. Of course he is, because he's here to kill, steal, and destroy. So he's going to be offensive. So if there are sensitive viewers, you may just want to be aware of that. The other point I wanted to make about this video is that it seems that much of the church is unaware of the strategies of Satan. Now, the obvious ones are, rape and murder and certain things, but it's a lot more than that. And they may not fully understand how the enemy works. And I think our churches need to, actually, I think they should play this video, although it may offend some people, especially new believers, probably not seasoned believers, but new believers, some of the things that he says. But I think it's important to know the way. You got to know your enemy, and you got to know the way he's going to come against you. Any of us that have enemies, people that hurt us and harm us, we learn the ways that they come against us, and sometimes we know it. It's family members, and we know how they are. We know the digs, we know the comments, we know the last minute cancellations, we know all the different ways that some people behave. And so we guard ourselves. But most of the church doesn't guard themselves against the work of the enemy in their lives. And that's why so many Christians have sin in their lives. That, and they don't want to, resist the flesh. They want to give into the flesh. Why? Because the flesh is fun. For a lot of people, sin has its season of fun, and people don't want to give up on it, whatever it is. Drinking, drugging, women, men, sex, the movies you watch, the music you listen to, the people you hang around, the things you say, the things that, go through this little guy up here. All kinds of stuff. People don't want to discipline themselves. Most humans are pretty undisciplined, and especially in the area of the flesh. So even if they're disciplined as far as their job, their academics, maybe their finances and things like that, there's the sides of the flesh that are more commonly the issues and areas of sin, and we know it. And most of it's relationships and sex and marriage and all of that. For some people, it also is business. They may be a complete and total thief, and money is their god. But typically, even when that's the case, when money is their god, so is sex. So that's how the enemy works. And so we need to, as believers, we need to know this should be taught in our churches, and it never is. It never is. They should be talking about relationship issues, marriage issues, divorce issues, remarriage, and what that means, for you. If you do divorce and remarry, maybe porn, maybe affairs, all the things that people do. So we need to talk about this. This is the stuff that we need to talk about in church, but it seems like in schools and in churches, we talk about everything else except for the really important things and issues and concerns and sin that people really need to be more aware of so that they can, keep their armor, guard themselves. We have to know that if we're feeling lonely, there's a good chance that the enemy is going to send somebody that's going to, there's going to be an issue with it. There might be, some cute guy or some cute woman at the office and your marriage is kind of on the skids, or you're struggling or stressed in some other way, and Satan's going to plant somebody in your life. And, people don't even think about it. Maybe your new neighbor across the hall or the house next door is going to be somebody you are so attracted to. And so you've got all these behavior changes going on around this person, and you're a Christian and you don't care because it's fun. So we've got to talk about all of this stuff a whole lot more in our churches, in our small groups, and that sort of thing. So I wanted to read to you Matthew, where the enemy is tempting Jesus in the wilderness. So let's go ahead and read that. So Matthew chapter 4, verses 1 through 11. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, afterward he was hungry. I think that's interesting. Afterward he was hungry? Okay, that's kind of fast. I need to go on. Now when the tempter came to him, he said, "If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become bread." But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God." Then the devil took him up to the holy city, set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge over you." Well, the fact is that we know that Jesus walked on water. I mean, he could have jumped off and just landed on his feet, perfectly. He's the God-man. And in their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. So, but Jesus said to him, "It is written again, you shall not tempt the Lord your God." So Jesus could have done other things here, but he spoke the word of God, which is what we're supposed to do when the enemy tempts us. Satan, I know that guy next door is cute. You know what? I'm not going to look for every reason to go outside and to go borrow a hammer from him and to make him cookies and to walk my dog by his house 15 times a week. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. But most people, they're going to do that, and they want to. So we have to become aware and look around our life and see, where are the strategies of the enemy? Do I have any open doors to the enemy? What are the strategies of the enemy in my life? Is it through my spouse? He or she hurts me all the time, and I get into a wrong mindset regarding him or her, and then I become and then I'm in sin. Or perhaps it's something at work. Maybe you're tempted to steal. Maybe you are tempted to gossip. Maybe you're tempted to be offended by your boss or coworker, or some promotion you didn't get, or some pay raise you didn't get. There are things everywhere. Traffic is another one. Now, people drive like they're crazy. They do. And they're sitting on their phones, and it's very scary out there. But that doesn't make road rage okay. It just doesn't. So we have to think of where are the ways, what are the ways and where are the places where the enemy can come against me in my life? Is it my bitter heart? Is it my lustful heart? Is it my thieving mind? Is it my, addiction? Is it my crumbling marriage? Where's the enemy going to attack me? That's how we should think. And so that we can be aware and not be taken down, not fall for the traps of the enemy. So, all right, let's go back to our verses. 1 Verse 8, again the devil took him up on an exceedingly high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their glory. Now I'm wondering what that looked like. I'm wondering what that looked like when he showed him all the kingdoms. Poof. And he said to him, all these things I will give to you if you will fall down and worship me. Okay. So the kingdoms of the earth are Satan's to give. Do you understand that? They're not just kingdoms, and some are Satan's and some are... No. All the kingdoms were Satan's to give. Jesus didn't say to him, these aren't your kingdoms, and you can't give them to me. They're not yours to give. You have no ability or authority to give me the kingdoms. That's not how he responded. And I think that's what a lot of people think. The fact is Satan is the god of this world. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Satan is the god of this world. And he's got kingdoms. He's got his mitts in everything. Christians don't understand it. I'm telling you, they do not understand it. He has his mitts in everything. Then Jesus said to him, away with you, Satan. It is written, you shall worship the Lord your God, and him only shall you serve. That's what he said to him. That's what he said to him. And the devil left him. And behold, the angels came and ministered to him. I think we're going to get to see this. Not live, but in some way God will show us what Jesus's life was like on the earth. And we're going to get to see how things like this scene went. Or this situation. I don't mean scene like movie, like it wasn't real. I just mean how it went for Jesus. And a lot of other things like the cross and miracles and his teachings. We're going to get to see it. I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait to see this. And I don't know how God's going to show us, but I know that he will. So we need to understand the way that the enemy works. We need to think about the way that he's going to come against us. What's the trick? What's the trap? What's he going to do? Is it going to be that job that's going to cause you so much stress that all you do is go around biting everybody's head off? Is it that? Is it a position where you have to lie at work? Is it a position where you're tempted to steal or take things from your workplace? Is it the girl next door? Is it the guy across the hall? Is it the movies? Is it the music? Is it the bar life? The club life if you're young? I used to love to go to the clubs. I did. When I was younger, on the weekend, I loved going to the clubs. I get it. But that was a waste of my time and money back then. It was wrong and I shouldn't have done it. But back in the day, I loved it. And if you're young, I get it. It's fun. And I'm sure they're, to be honest, a whole lot scummier than they were back when I was young. We have a whole different world. So back then it really was just dancing, some drinking, some dancing, smoking cigarettes in the club. Yep, that's what it was back then. And listening to music. It's not, like it is now. Not that I've seen it because I haven't gone out. So that's what I wanted to share with you. We need to be aware of how the enemy works against us. So watch the video link. Click the link in the description box. I think you'll find it interesting, and let me know if you do. And feel free to share it if you do, because I think it really kind of puts that thought in people's mind of how the enemy works. So that's all I have for you today, fam. I will probably see you soon. Take care. God bless.